What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Dad Does Sports. I keep hearing people try to make the argument that Shohei Ohtani is better than Babe Ruth. Say that out loud with me. Ohtani better than Ruth. I mean, that makes no sense. We're talking about Babe Ruth. That's the most famous name ever in baseball. Even people who don't know baseball know the name Babe Ruth. And he's a top 5 player in any baseball historians or writers or analyst lists. Listen, what Ohtani has done this year is awesome. We honestly have never seen someone do what he's been doing this year. And he's not putting up pedestrian numbers either as he's doing it. Even that would be just fabulous and fascinating. But he's an all-star starting pitcher. He's an all-star hitter. So before games that started on August 27th of 2021, he was leading the league with 41 home runs and 274 total bases. He also had a 1.002 OPS and a 634 slugging percentage. And oh, by the way, he's the starting pitcher for his team every 5th day. And he's 8-1 with a 3 ERA. And he's striking out more than a batter an inning to go along with a minuscule 1.05 whip. That's insane that he's able to put up numbers like this. But remember these numbers, because they're going to come back. But let's start to put things into perspective. He's been in the league for 4 years, this being his 4th. That's a total of 377 games with 88 home runs, a 269 batting average, and a 350 on-base percentage. Good, solid numbers. They just happen to be capped this year by the phenomenal year he's having. Babe Ruth, and if you're tracking here, here's the segue. Babe Ruth played 22 years in Major League Baseball. He hit 714 home runs. His career batting average was 342. And listen to these other career stats. 474 on-base percentage, 1.164 OPS, 690 slugging percentage, 2,214 RBI. And by the way, he's the best all time in OPS and slugging. All time. Let's keep going, because if that's not enough, I have a bit more. He led Major League Baseball in home runs 10 different years, in walks 11 different times, slugging percentage 8 different times, total bases 6 times, RBI 5 times, OBP 8 times, OPS 7 years. Ohtani hasn't led the league in anything just yet. He's having a great year. I get it. And it's not finished, but he hasn't led the league in anything yet. I'm not done yet. Ruth never struck out more than 93 times in 1 year. For his career, he struck out only 12.5% of the time. Ohtani has struck out more than 150 times this year. That's about 30% of the time, 1 out of every 3 times. Now, Ruth never pitched every 5th day like Ohtani and hit in the lineup every day while he was doing that. But when he pitched, he was good. He went 94-46 for his career, mostly as a starter. He had a 2.28 career ERA. He started 147 games and finished 107 of them. 17 of those being shutouts. Ohtani hasn't completed 1 game in his career, let alone any shutouts. And here's one more thing to wrap your head around. Ohtani has hit about 0.9% of all home runs in Major League Baseball this year. He's hit 41 out of a total of 4,632. In 1927, when Babe Ruth hit 60 home runs, the total number of home runs in Major League Baseball that were hit that year was 1,417. So Ruth hit about 4% of all home runs that year. That's more than 4 times the number that Ohtani's hit this year for comparative purposes as a percentage of the total home runs in Major League Baseball. Ruth hit more than some entire teams in 1927. Let that sink in. More than some entire teams. So let me do the math for you, because I think you probably know where I'm going, and you're probably thinking the same way. So if Ohtani were to hit 4% of all home runs this year, for comparative purposes, he would have to hit about 185 home runs. That's how much better Ruth was than anybody else at that time. We good now? I mean, I love Ohtani. I think what he's doing is great for baseball. I hope he continues to do it. But please stop the comparisons to one of the greatest baseball players of all time. Now, 15 years from now, Ohtani's still putting up these same numbers that he is today. We could at least start to have that conversation. But until then, put the brakes on. Thanks for watching, everybody.